Let's Talk the World with Adeshewa for another edition, Sunday Take 8.0. So, very quickly, I just want to remind you, if you're here to watch the last episode we posted last week, oh my God, you're missing. I want you to go watch it. You need to watch that episode. It's very important. So now back to the business of the day of what I learned in church today. So our Bible text was taken from 1 Thessalonians 4, 9-12. Again, we are still on the series encouraging one another. But now we talked about something very interesting that many times we oftentimes ignore. We don't talk about it enough. And that is taking care of yourself and as well taking care of others. Now, one of the key things that stood out to me is when we talk about taking care of ourselves spiritually in terms of salvation, we tend to want to work hard to keep pleasing God, to want to know God's will, then just to ensure that we are working just to gain salvation. But that's not the right way. It's the other way around. What God expects from you and I in our journey for your purpose in life is just to live quietly, work diligently, while trusting God for our salvation. That's basically the hallmark of what I took. So beyond trying to run around, blah, 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 you just have to just mind your own business. That kind of stood out to me. But I mean, you guys might have something better to say concerning that. But that's one of the things I want to say. Trying to live quietly, you don't have to be loud. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's one thing or two things that stood out to me, and it's a very common thing. Today we learned that when we talk of taking care of others, you don't have to do much. You just have to love people. You just have to love people. Paul was writing to them by saying, he's not writing to them or teaching them how to love, because we have already been taught on how to love by God. And I'm like, how did God teach us to be loved? How did God teach us to love? And if you look at it, it says, even when we are sinners, He came, He died for us. So how much more we know that we are saved? How can we not show this love to others? So you can take care of others by showing love. And you know that in love has a lot of things. It says love does not jealous. In love, you don't you don't have anger. You are not envious of others. You don't take offense of what others do to you. That small thing that you think, is it just love? You can give it to others, and it can be as a form of taking care of others. As a Christian, we have Holy Spirit in us, and it teaches us how to love. So today, I'm challenging us, with that task of taking care of others by loving them the way Christ has loved the church. Thank you.
Good thanks. So from me, if I could summarize today's service, I would say it's basically the greatest law that is in the Bible, to love others and to love oneself. But we learned on how to love others. How can we actually practically love others? It is not only by words. Loving others also has to be in deeds. You have to show by action. Let's say an example would be helping others with finances. I mean, you cannot just tell someone, I'll pray for you. Do something, provide for their financial needs, provide for their needs, even emotional needs, do something practical. And when it comes to loving yourself, I learned that working is a form of self-care. Working for yourself, to depend on yourself and not to depend on another person, is the best. You say that we need to work so that we can depend on ourselves and not depend on others. And also by working with our hands, as Paul said in this chapter, he says to work with your hands. It's just a reminder for us to do whatever we turn every stone that you can to work and provide for yourself, so that other people can also depend on you, not only you seeking help from others. And from that, what I took is that by doing so, we also glorify the name of the Lord, because other people will not mock us for just being beggars. They'll say, look, they say they have a God and they're always begging. No, we should work and glorify our God by helping others, by being dependable.
Just I feel your Christianity is not about you depending on others alone. We often can talk about depending on others, but your Christianity actually also means other people can depend on you. That's what makes you a Christian. The fact that other people can depend on you, it's what your Christianity is all about. And just to sum up what you've said, working hard, it's also to the glory of God. It's a spiritual activity. So it's not only when you're preaching, right? But your day-to-day activity, you're taking care of your children, you're going about your regular business, is also your spiritual work unto God, all to the glory of God. That's kind of, so this is like a motivation to someone there. We say no against idleness, no against staying idle. You see, I do as a,
Devil workshop.
devil's workshop. So you need to make sure you find something doing. Even God himself is diligent, is a craftsman. Yes, the book of Genesis made us understand that he commands things to be, but we also understand from that same book of Genesis that he crafted man with his own hands. That shows that if God himself could work, despite he had the ability, to command things to be, he still, he still did something with his hand to do something, craft something out. So what is stopping you and I? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Actually,
No, I guess that working is a form of self-care and it is pleasing in God's sight.
yeah.
Working is a form of self-care and it is pleasing in God's sight. I think the way I wrote it is, I said, working gives you the privilege to enjoy the satisfaction of it working or after you have worked. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Subscribe.